The first in this series is about Phalaenopsis, Buddha's treasure, and potting it up in a slightly different way. But first, let's look at its ancestry and growing habits. Phalaenopsis, Buddha's treasure came out of a cross of Phalaenopsis, Buddha's gem by Phalaenopsis Golden Glory. Finding info or at least a picture of the parents seems to be impossible. It was registered at Orchids by Bolden Orch in 1992. It has 13 Phalaenopsis species and subspecies varieties in its ancestry. It's a sturdy, upwards growing plant that often produces side shoots when mature. Leaves can grow over 20 centimeters in length. They are dark green with a reddish purple underside. They are slightly compressed. I also want to thank Orchidea, a fellow orchid YouTuber, for supplying me with the correct calculation of its ancestry. You'll find the link to her channel in the description. The flowers are a deep pink and depending on the light they can show red. The lip is purple. The waxy flowers aren't that big, approximately 6 to 7.5 centimeters in diameter. I wanted to pot them up using different potting media with which I was successful over the last months. I grow all my Phals in the home. The materials I will be using are untreated barbecue charcoal, coarse black filter sponge, a handmade ball-shaped clay pot, and of course the near blooming size plants. I've been using this charcoal as a substitute for bark since early spring now. First, I break up the large chunks into different size pieces. Depending on what I need, I will get small, medium and larger pieces. For this potting, I will use a mix of different sizes. After breaking them, I wash them in the sink in lukewarm water. Then I dry them for storage or this time for direct use. plants I got were imported and have been with me adjusting for over a month now, while still in their original plastic pots and sphagnum moss. So first thing to do is to get them out of this smelly old medium. I like to unpot when the moss is still moist, so the roots are more pliable and less breakable. After unpotting, I spray the roots with hydrogen peroxide and then rinse them off. Then I remove dead or damaged roots. The sponge is cut into cubes of approximately 2.5 centimeters. I started using this media for a few reasons. It doesn't break down as fast as bark, and more importantly, it doesn't become acidic. Both media give the root something to grasp on. The sponge on top has two reasons. It helps keeping the base of the plant airy and humid, and new young roots can easily grow through them and keep the growing tips moist and going down. Since this is a deep pot, I put a big layer of charcoal first, using large pieces of the drainage hole to help with excess water. Then I put in some sponge cubes, then I start positioning the orchids and add more charcoal. When the plants are quite secure, I add more sponge cubes and top it off or fill in with more charcoal. I had this complex hybrid many years ago, but lost it due to circumstances. I don't really know why I like this hybrid so much, but after searching for it for 4 years, I finally got it again. I had this one blooming for over 10 months. It's a sequential bloomer with almost always 10 flowers open. I can't wait to see them growing and blooming in the future. Since I grow my orchids mostly in the house, presentation is key for me. Plants presented this way look nicer than just a bunch of plants in pots. But of course, I still have a few of those too. I hope you enjoyed this video. Next time will be a totally different growing and mounting of orchids.